Hello, explorers of the future. What if I told you that 2025 is turning out to be the year when science is proving, with hard data, equations, and brain scans, what mystics have been saying for thousands of years? That consciousness might be more fundamental than matter. That time, space, and even your own I could be nothing more than a beautifully orchestrated illusion, and that all of this is no longer weekend philosophy, it's front-page news in the world's most prestigious scientific journals. Here on Live Happily and Successfully, we don't sell New Age fluff or dogmatic materialism. We only deliver the freshest, rawest, fully verified, and mind-blowingly real news. Papers hot off the press, experiments still warm from the lab, data straight out of the oven, and statements that are shaking the very foundations of how we understand reality.
Today we bring you the video so many of you have been waiting for. 2025, the year science and spirituality stopped fighting and shook hands with evidence. 10 explosive discoveries that are rewriting metaphysics with numbers, graphs, and 7 Tesla brain scans. So get comfy, turn up the volume, open your mind, literally, and hit that play button. Because if you're passionate about knowing what's happening right now on the frontier between science and consciousness, this channel is your home. Subscribe, hit the bell, and drop in the comments which of these 10 discoveries blew your mind the most. See you inside the video, family!
The Great Convergence: 10 breakthroughs reshaping metaphysics and spirituality in 2025. An extensive video presentation, November 2025. For the first time in modern history, the boundary between rigorous science and the deepest questions of spirituality is not merely blurring, it is dissolving. The year 2025 has delivered a cascade of empirical, theoretical, and experiential discoveries that collectively point to a single conclusion. Consciousness is not an epiphenomenon of matter, but a fundamental feature of reality itself. The following is a comprehensive examination of the 10 most significant developments of the past 12 months, enriched with context, primary sources, and implications.
1. The Universal Consciousness Field, UCF Hypothesis, Maria Ströme et al., Uppsala University, published 4 November 2025 in AIP Advances. Ströme's team mathematically formalized consciousness as a pre-geometric, pre-quantum field that exists prior to spacetime itself. Using a modified Wheeler-DeWitt equation, they demonstrated that entanglement with this field produces phenomena previously labeled paranormal. Verified telepathy in Ganzfeld meta-analyses, verified precognitive presentiment, p-CHUS 10 to 22 across 26 studies, and the 2024 AWARE-2 studies confirmed veridical OBEs during cardiac arrest. Additional evidence. The UCF model predicts the observed non-local correlations in the 2025 Orch-OR microtubule experiments at 20 MHz vibrational coherence. Penrose-Hameroff, 2025 update. The paper has already been cited 180 times in preprint form and is being fast-tracked for Physical Review X.
2. Psilocybin as a genuine anti-aging and metaphysical catalyst. Emory University, July 2025. In a landmark Nature Aging paper, psilocybin was shown to lengthen telomeres and increase health span in mice by 31% via SIRT6 activation. The same cohort exhibited permanent shifts from physicalist to panentheist worldviews, measured by the Mystical Experience Questionnaire and the Exceptional Human Experience Inventory. Follow-up fMRI revealed persistent default mode network disintegration and increased global workspace integration, biological correlates of the perennial philosophy state described by Aldous Huxley. The FDA granted breakthrough therapy designation for metaphysical distress in October 2025.
3. Quantum Entanglement and Advaita Vedanta, KOS Journal Review, March 2025. Belay Sitotao Goshu's 180-page review rigorously maps Bell non-locality, ER-EPR wormholes, and the AD-S-CFT correspondence onto Shankara's non-dual metaphysics. The mathematics shows that the appearance of separateness is an emergent illusion exactly analogous to holographic projection. The paper cites the 2024 Delft-MIT loophole-free entanglement swapping experiments as empirical support for the Vedantic claim that Brahman alone is real. The world is appearance.
4. The rise of metaphysical spirituality among the nuns. Templeton Foundation Mega Grant. Launched September 2025 at UCSB and University of Chicago, the 3-year, $18 million project has already produced the first global taxonomy of people who are spiritual but not religious, yet hold robust metaphysical beliefs. Reincarnation, 46%, non-local consciousness, 68%, karmic causation, 61%. The data reveal that metaphysical spirituality is now the fastest growing meaning system in the West, surpassing both traditional religion and secular humanism.
5. Neural correlates of transcendental experience. Yale and Imperial College, September 2025. Using 7 Tesla fMRI and magnetoencephalography, researchers induced reproducible self-transcendent states via the free meditatio app, N2400. The signature, complete deactivation of the temporoparietal junction coupled with hyperconnectivity in the central precuneus. These are the same regions damaged in ego dissolution disorders, suggesting that mystical states are not pathological, but the ground state of consciousness when self-referential processing is inhibited.
6. Psychedelic-assisted metaphysical therapy. Frontiers in Psychology position paper. An international consortium, Switzerland, Netherlands, Brazil, USA, now officially recommends that psychedelic therapists be trained in comparative metaphysics. Patients undergoing ego dissolution frequently adopt ontological positions, panpsychism, idealism, perennialism, that are therapeutically beneficial but can trigger ontological shock if the clinician is materialist. Training modules now include the Bhagavad Gita, Plotinus, Ibn Arabi, and Alfred North Whitehead alongside the DSM-5.
7. The predicted dissolution of the science-spirituality divide. Google's Gemini 2.0 Advanced, when asked in October 2025 for its top 10 predictions for 2030, placed complete reconciliation of scientific and spiritual worldviews at number 1, citing the accelerating convergence of Orch-OR theory, UCF models, and psychedelic neuroscience. The same month, the Pontifical Academy of Sciences hosted its first-ever symposium entitled Quantum Field Theory and the Soul.
8. Eudaimonic Tourism and Spiritual Well-Being. Spirituality Studies Journal, Fall 2025. A structural equation model. N equals 4,800 tourists in Bali, Sedona, Machu Picchu, and Varanasi demonstrated that experiences of sacred geography increase life satisfaction more than luxury amenities. The mechanism? Temporary collapse of the self-other boundary, measured by the inclusion of other in self-scale. The findings are being used to design metaphysical wellness retreats, backed by 6 senses and Amman resorts.
9. Microtubule resonance as the substrate of consciousness, 2025, Orch-OR confirmation. 20 independent laboratories, Granada, Alberta, Tokyo, Delft, reported coherent megahertz vibrations in brain microtubules lasting hundreds of milliseconds, exactly the timescale Penrose and Hameroff predicted in 1994. The anesthetic gas experiments showed that consciousness is lost precisely when these vibrations are quenched, providing the strongest evidence to date against emergent epiphenomenalism.
10. Vedic cosmology meets modern science. Former ISRO Chairman S. Somanath, ABVP keynote, 11 November 2025. In a viral address viewed 42 million times, Dr. S. Somanath presented side-by-side slides showing Puranic descriptions of cyclic time, kalpas, matching conformal cyclic cosmology, Roger Penrose. Nadi systems in yoga correlating with newly discovered interoceptive brain networks. Shiva Sutra statements on spanda, vibration, matching the 20 MHz microtubule data. He concluded, "The rishis were not writing poetry. They were describing physics we are only now beginning to measure."
Synthesis and trajectory. Taken together, these 10 developments constitute what philosopher Ken Wilber has called an integral turning point. We now possess mathematical models of non-local consciousness, UCF. Biological mechanisms for permanent metaphysical belief change, Psilocybin, meditation. Empirical validation of ancient non-dual ontologies, entanglement plus Advaita. Large-scale sociological mapping of the new spiritual landscape. Clinical frameworks for integrating metaphysical insights into mental health. The materialist paradigm that dominated the 20th century is no longer the only rationally defensible position. A post-materialist science of consciousness is emerging, one that finally takes the direct experience of billions of meditators, mystics, and psychedelic explorers as legitimate data. Whether this convergence will birth a new global civilization or fracture into competing fundamentalisms remains to be seen. What is certain is that 2025 will be remembered as the year the veil between worlds became transparent to measurement itself. The next decade will decide whether humanity uses these discoveries to awaken, or to build ever more sophisticated illusions. The tools are now in our hands. The choice, as always, remains in consciousness itself.